And in the words of the president, he said, I hope this will be the last, and I hope this one will be the final. I just want to take a few lines of what the president says on this. This word is really, really challenging. Okay, let me see right here. My word. Welcome, folks. Welcome to the Breakast Show. A lot of things to talk about this morning. So President Walker says, it says President Joseph Walker expressed a deep sorrow and regret over the tragic incident that occurred on Wednesday, July 24, 2024, involving his presidential motorcade. The accident, which resulted in a death and several injuries, occurred along the Rabos Sea Highway as the president was on his way. Okay. So the president was on his way to the dedication of an orphanage home, and the media engaged in following a visit to the family of the victims at the ELWA hospital. President Walker emphasized the need for caution and vigilance on the roads. What the president said in his voice, we hope this is the last, because I was surprised to see them on the camp lane where they were. But it is just a matter of telling these people to be careful, and the police will be there to guard them. We are very, very sorry for that, the president said on yesterday. So it is a matter, I think before we get to our main point of discussion this morning, listen, folks, around the world, the presidential motorcade. That's why you see there is an escort, right? Perhaps it is the police most often, the police escort. So we will communicate. If the president will use, for instance, the Boulevard route, so that escort is expected to be, but then it has that escort have carried the message. If the president is arrived late and was to use this Boulevard route, so the escort will carry the message route, informing people to leave the road. Yes. So the escort, if the president is arrived late and was to use the the Boulevard route, that's the 72nd route. So it is expected that before the president picks up from Red Light, the escort will be uh, somewhere around the Boulevard Junction. Yeah. But then she will carry the message that the president is on his way and using this route. So the escort usually is not a running vehicle, right? The escort now. So they move on, clear the road, back off the road, the different sounds we give the message becomes the message will be passed. So it is the expectation of motorcade, those that use motorcade. Because president, when you with president, it is strictly a measure that the president has to follow. So if, for instance, the motorcade in the president convoy is running on 20 miles, for instance, or 30 or 40, both vehicles in that convoy will use that same line. Yeah, that's how it works. Because the president, you gotta be careful. Security implications, a lot of things happen. So that's why you see the president, before the president picks up his name, ballot, security presence, and everything. So what the president is moving is expectation of the voter, right? That the escort have already given the information. So the entire corridor has been cleared. That's how it works. So if for any reason there is an emergency or there is a problem, like what happened on yesterday, this is not about politics, right? And this is what caught my attention this morning. It's not about politics. That's why we need to educate our people most of the that for me, I've said this a lot of times across, on the main boulevard route from ELW Central Town Corridor. Last time I was on a vehicle, and the escort has come out, give a message to the motorists. Why the president wanted to was in from the complex using the SD. Can you imagine a motorcycle from nowhere? looking for passenger on the vehicle. What of the vehicles? All of the commercial vehicles, while as they have left the road. And that motorcycle was on the road looking for passenger. To the extent that the EPS officer use the store, right? The material, hitting it to leave the road. A lot of us, a lot of us, listen, a lot of us, we play carelessness, right, of our lives. At times, you see where the escort has given, has signal communicated everyone to leave the road. That corridor, that space. That's when you see people walking across the road at the same time, especially in Singapore. It happens most often in Singapore. When the escort are given, the mandate is being cleared. You find people still won't cross it. How much are you going to think it? President Waka Kumba, is about 9 or 10 people still cross. I mean, how many millions of seconds will it take you if you just wait that now after 10 vehicles? Because the president, people, the motorcades, and now, you want to talk about ambulance, and the presidential, press secretary vehicle, you need different vehicles. It's literally 10 at most 9 vehicles altogether. So how much is going to take you to just wait a bit? A lot of course, patience, carelessness. These are things we do. And so this morning, we sympathize with the Reed family. It is saddening, especially when the parents, the guardians and dependents will leave their homes in the morning, especially daily hospital, out of a sudden, such a situation happens. We hope and pray that the president, in his words, that this will not be, this will not happen again. The words of the president, this should be last, last time it happened. It's an expectation that people conclude that it is the presidential motorcade. Just hold on a bit when you see it. I mean, thinking of an eye, right? In thinking of an eye, you, you so thinking of an eye, that thing will do the first so the vehicle will be done. And now you can have the rest of the time with you. But we have to manage that always. Welcome, folks. We just want to have that in passing. Welcome. Thanks for joining us this morning. You see, in this country, we have set terms of amendments that President Buhari has a fixed agenda for this country. In the mind of the president, it is Liberia we want to build. It is Liberia we want to provide. We want to make an environment where its citizens will be part of. We have listened to different speakers. We have listened to different leaders. We have listened to talks. Since 1847, this country gained its independence. We have produced at least 25 presidents, 26 now with President counting for independence. Produced 26 presidents. So it is an understanding that we have reached a point as a country, as people, that we have to work collectively in the interest of the common good. I was just thinking about, when I was thinking about how say that we are 177 years on tomorrow we will be 177. That us as a country, we are still thinking what can we point out. If we want to look at electricity, there's still a challenge in electricity as well. If we want to look at roads, there are still challenges with our roads condition. We will look at sanitation, there's still a challenge with sanitation. We need to move into agriculture, of course, there's no foundation. We need to move on to health. We need to move on to education in every sector in this country. Tomorrow we'll be 177 years. We need to compare our existence with that of countries in Africa. We should say Europe, countries in Africa, where we need to compare ourselves with, for instance, Uganda, Rwanda, and these different countries, neighboring Ghana. And there are challenges in those countries. Of course, there are challenges. But we need to compare our rules condition with those countries that we breath. I mean, some will say it is preferable that I'm saying we settle for those countries than ours. But we need to compare our healthcare with those countries. Of course, we will settle for those countries than ours. Were we to compare our education system, of course, we will settle for those countries. We are the coolest in Africa. It is to us that those countries were bred. To us that those countries are nourished as well. We laid the foundation. I was just reading to somewhere around the 1960s, 70s, when we had a foundation established in our education system, in our education system, with folks who needed to come Liberia. Liberia was the Paris for those beginning, independent from France. Oh yes, Liberia was the London for those in Nigeria, independent from the British. So like that, Sierra Leone, Monrovia was London for Sierra Leone, independence from the British. Oh yes, Cape Verde was like Lisbon. I'm saying Monrovia was Lisbon for Cape Verde. I'm saying for Cape Verde. And that's how bad the game we allow ourselves because of greed, some selfish reasons, and different happenings. We allow ourselves to go and politicians do, and we allow ourselves as well politicians because the politics of play. I found out today where we have to where we have to go to different sectors. What can we most of us need? What are we celebrating on tomorrow? This is a question I continue to ask myself. What are we celebrating? Let me cross the this morning. Jonas. Good morning. Good morning, Harris. And it's good to be here this morning. Sorry for being a little bit but no matter what it is, it's good to be here this morning. And thanks for putting it down until to see you this morning. I'm doing good. I'm doing perfect. I was well, it was okay. It was good. I had a very, very restful night. And yeah, see another day. Just as we push to 177, 177, it, it's, it's just a sign that we as a country we need to celebrate. What are we celebrating? If we have made progress, other are progressing immensely, others are making sure that when it comes to development, they are seeing it's something that is glaring for other people in other countries. You can see the infrastructure, you see the development that is occurring there. But for us, there are a lot of things I think and people they pray that this new government can do something that will help us get to where we want to be because we have come a long way, Harry. 177. You may just see as a number, but just 1 year time. Just in 1 year, it's not a small thing. Not talking about 6 years, 7 years, seven. Now we are 177. And at this age, we are still lacking basic necessity like common thing like electricity, common thing like carbon, drinking water, common thing like road. We are still talking about roads at age 1
we are still talking about stable electricity at 8 to 7%. And we are talking about farm to market road connectivity. Is sometimes when you sit, you want to say, "Oh, I wish I wasn't in Liberia," but
Mm,
you can ask God why, or you can tell yourself why God placed you on planet Earth, most especially in a country called Liberia. He placed you here for a reason to make that change. He placed you here for a reason to uh, help this country achieve what is needed to be achieved. So I hate to see people say, I don't know why God have to send me to Liberia. I don't know why I wasn't, as an individual, why God not send me America or God not send me to a European country. You were placed here in this country for a purpose. And that purpose you need to achieve.
I was just asking myself. Last night I still we turn 177 years on tomorrow. What are we celebrating? Uh, it is the longevity in our existence as a country we're celebrating, or it is progress? Are we celebrating, or are Liberians celebrating a peaceful transition in a new birth, as in the words of the president building a new Liberia? I mean, I'm here to grab it, okay, because if we turn to the education system, there is nothing yet to celebrate. If we look to the healthcare as well, the health
Mhm.
services of our country, there is nothing to celebrate. Were we to look at the rules, conditions of our country, there is nothing to celebrate about that. So with all of that as well, we challenge ourselves. We say until things go on the way we want it. Again, we got to put hands together. That's why the president always say in his words, we got to think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. For me, I think that that's not going to go beyond just the vision of the unity party. For Liberia to be better, we need Liberians as well to think about this country and work to develop this country.
And like you said, uh, Liberia, love Liberia, and feel Liberia. That slogan, like you said, it's not for those in the Unity Party. It's not for supporters of Joseph Boakai. It's not for supporters of Josh Manawia. It's a patriotic call to every one of us
Mm,
Liberians. When we think that we think about this country, uh, we think that at the age where we are, and we want to focus on building this country.
mm,
So you that sitting near the radio this morning, you say, "Oh, think Liberia, love Liberia, build Liberia." That are slogan enough for me. No, it's for everybody. And you as a person, you need to one way or the other support the system. You need to one way or the other support the government. You need to one way or the other, even though you are not a part of the Unity Party, but Joe Barker is president for everybody.
mm,
Yeah, and you not move from here and go to Sierra Leone, Guinea, or Ivory Coast, or other countries, and then they ask you who's the president. You say that Joe are the president. If you know that Joe is in the president, if you know that Enzana Kumi is in the president, but you go say that Enzana Kumi, when they ask you who's your president, you say Joe Barker. No matter what it is, Joe, and not say go America.
oh
They
yeah.
asking you, say that Joe Barker the president.
Mm,
You will not say that he don't want the president. So it's about us Nigerians. It's that we need to build this country and our mindset on certain issues, most especially politics have eaten the fabric of our society. We all are politicians. And yesterday, when Francis came here, when he was explaining about
mm, oh,
technical and vocational education, I express interest in it. In a lot of people will not express interest in some of these things, but
mm,
if you think that you just sit home and just focus on, I will say, Amanda, forget it, my brother. Every day that passes you by, uh, it's a day added to your age, and that day will never be repeated in your life. That's why you should learn from. Today is Thursday, right? Which is the 25th day of July. We will not see this Thursday in our life again. Huh?
mm,
We will not see this particular Thursday in our life again, the 25th of July. Another day that next year it will not be on the same Thursday, it will be another day, it will be the 25th. So if you have the opportunity today, make that change. Build yourself, do something positively. Let people admire you. Let people say, "Oh yes, this guy is making progress." But if you just sit there, that's what I'll always tell people. If you, as an individual, and you don't have a job, or you just sitting home and feeling so complacent, get up, make a move. My sister, get up, walk around, ask people, knock doors, knock doors. But they bring you sit and you say the job will work to you.
Mm,
Forget it. It will never happen. It will never happen. You know, I try I try like applying somewhere a few days ago,
mm,
and for me, I don't like disturbing people. So the big brother has I asked for a job. And the guy told me the message. Oh, and since I told him about it, I haven't been reaching out. So last evening, I reached out to him. He said, "My man, you are so nice, oh." That
mm.
was just what he said. He said, "Man, Baka, you are so nice, oh." He said, "I'm gonna lie to you, Baka. I'm so busy to the extent I can forget. So I want you to give me hard time." He said, "Hey, Baka, I beg you, give me hard time, give me hard time. How way?" So I must say I can do that. You need something. So it was not like he's saying I should terrorize him 24 hours, but reaching out, knocking on his door to remind him that, oh, I have expressed interest in doing something. Yeah, right after the show, right? So if you there you home and you're not doing something, get up, go knock doors, reach out to people. You reach out to 4 5 persons, you may not get a job. Don't be frustrated. Keep on up until God can help you with something. That's it, Harris.
Certainly keep on until God helps you with something. Buckeye this morning, our attention, we will get to the GSC report.
Yeah.
We will reach to the GSC report. That GSC report is central bank. Listen, about the radio when they bring it in bulk, we don't want
Then bring
can
it down.
bring it down for you. We'll bring that GSC report. We'll tell you from 2018 to 2023, the people, and how long? I don't know. Let's just hold it there, right? From 2018 to 2023, that GSC report is the mainly on the central. It is the main. Folks, if we continue with such a system, in the next 15, 20 years, that Liberia will still be the way it is.
Mhm.
But our attention this morning, you see, uh, last evening, Buckeye, I was disturbed. I was a bit confused that uh, one of the officials in the Broadcast administration, he worked at the Ministry of Internal Affairs, went on to issue threatening remarks to a certain a lawmaker who the people were in a queue to vote, and elected such a person. Just go on your page in front of you. So that honorable, a whom President Walker has called and said, "Come and join me. Let's work in the interest of the Liberian people." Such a person who will supersede the president's agenda in terms of urban development at the Ministry of Internal Affairs. Hmm? Such a person now that should be focused on the agenda at hand is the one that want to bring the government to populate this repute. There are a few things people don't get. And this morning, before we wrap it, there are a few things people don't get. For those of you in leadership, we'll play the voice this morning at first. And before we come out with our analysis on the conversation. Oh yes, we want to jump the ball. So let's play the ball first. Then we come back. We provide you our analysis this morning.
Hello? Hello? Yeah, Mike, you were calling me yesterday and I just missed your call again. How are you, sir?
Let me tell you something. I don't want to lie to you. I'm a trained man from Russia. I spent 2 years in Russia.
Mhm.
If you continue to be insulting the president, calling the president name, I swear to Allah, we missionary to kill you. If
Okay?
you're not happy, don't never trust me.
Okay, man. I'll be waiting. I will be waiting
If you're
for.
not happy, tell me, man, if you talk. If
Okay.
you continue to insult the president, we will kill you. I swear to God.
Okay.
Try it.
Okay,
I can
man.
deal with it. We're going to happen.
Okay, man.
You are a very foolish man. Why are you being insulting the president every day?
Okay, man.
Why are you being insulting the president?
Okay, man. Okay, Mr. Minister.
Okay, Parker, listen to the audio.
You know, it's so disgraceful, shameful. I just don't know the adjective to use. Uh, in- he's a big brother of mine, and I do respect him. And for this, it was so disgraceful to the extent that it went on a local radio station last evening to apologize. But before I apologize, let me say this to Big Brother Mark. You know me, you know me. I know somebody coming call you and texting me talking about you on the radio. Hey, I know you will call. Hey, I know you will call. So that one, let me say this, folks. Joe Wakai as a president or George Weah as a president, well, that was president then, never, they never told any of their government officials to come in their defense. George Weah was insulted by the same lawmaker called Yeke. I will come to Yeke, but let me just tell you. George Weah was insulted by the same lawmaker, the person of Yeke for 6 consecutive years. You best. And other folks celebrated this man. When you are insulting uh, Josh Manuel, they celebrated. They behaved to say everything that was happening was in favor of it. And some of us, we embraced the red flag. We told people, but then when we on this radio or on other platforms, we told people that, oh, this man, the way he's proceeding wrong. But you guys and other people support us on the oh, what are the president now? They celebrated this man and make it appear that this man is the only person they can depend on to rescue them or lead them to where they are today. So let me come to Mark. Brother, this is below the belt. You as a assistant minister going this low to call a certain lawmaker and threaten his life. I think the president should take actions now. And you, I think something should be done. You talk to them, like we said previously, we been talking on this radio. Everybody just doing their own thing.
Mhm.
The leg of Mark Jabata, the Lord yesterday, He then read on his Facebook page how you met this person. He think that, oh, he the want to bring people together. That's not a job. That's not a job that Joe Biden did do. As an assistant minister for urban affairs, you should know your people errors. You should know your TRR. You should know your job that was given to you as an assistant minister. That's the job you should do. To push this government agenda. See what he's doing, Harris. Taking cell phone, calling a certain lawmaker, threatening his life that you are trained in Russia. Who cares about you being trained in Russia? Who cares about you being trained in Russia? So all the training that you did in Russia, now that the lawmaker you can go apply on, who told you as a certain as an assistant minister to go and fight for Joe Biden? I Joe Biden call you on phone and to say, hey man, passing me too bow. You go and you go insult him or you go threaten his life. Was it Joe Biden that do that? And this may appear common to you and I or other people, but internationally, it's not common. He's part of this government. He's an assistant minister in this government. So it will set a bad image for this government out there. That is sitting or in an assistant minister with such war or will use such a term as that I will kill you. Who are you? Where are you coming from? Where are you coming from? This is beyond politics. This is beyond defending the United Party. Nobody in United Party will support what you did, Ajabate. Nobody. The president himself will never go this low. The vice president will never go this low. And when I heard you last night, justifying that, if I said something against the will, I'm sorry. Yes, of course, you said something against the will. And no Liberian ever will ever support that statement coming from you. Are you the one not to be? Are you the one not to be defending? To be defending the president? Are you the one not to be defending the president? We have the information ministry, and it's all ministry set up to defend this government. Are you the one there to defend the president? Who are you? Why are you threatening another citizen's life because of insult? Because of insult. And Yeke should serve as a role model. If he's not doing that, even man, what Yeke says, Joe Biden to go, Yeke be forcing. Is it possibility to Joe Biden? Absolutely. Yeke is more irrelevant now than he was in CDC government. If you don't know, you are the one now that making people come and talk about Yeke. You are the one that making people come and talk about Yeke because Yeke is totally irrelevant if you don't know. Yeke was relevant under the CDC administration because for the CDC were always responding to him. Were always coming in George Weah. You see this government? Nobody looking at Yeke. Yeke like he go up, he come down, and he business. Who are you? Now you come and make people start talking about this. Yeke may when nobody the men host more than 7 press conferences in the country. They can be looking at the men talking stuff. Harris, they can be looking just to say the men are talking. The men are talking about nothing. Then you now, an assistant minister, coming and threatening this man like it was below the belt, and you need to go and apologize to Yeke, and then do an apology on social media, go to the house and apologize, or X, let the president take action. And we are not telling citizens to be talking, say, oh, Joe Biden should take action. Last day I listened to someone, they say, oh, Joe Biden should take action. You are not the one to tell Joe Biden to take action. You sat here, Joshua and other folks in the government, they did similar thing. The job we are may not take action. Like, you know what I'm telling Joe Biden. That's what also now is a any program to take Joe Biden take action. The leg of Mark Jabate, you are a disgrace. Just by threatening, just by that word coming from your mouth, you are a disgrace. And I will say it today, I will say it tomorrow, I will say it the day after tomorrow. You are a big brother. You err and you need to go and apologize publicly to Yeke Konuba for what you did.
I think when I listen to you, it's just a very good point. Mark Jabate as an assistant minister. Okay, for me, I think even the government is not doing well at this time. I being very frank this morning. A greater responsibility now as I speak this morning is on the shoulders of the government. If Mark Jabate, who is an official under the Joseph Park administration, with you terroristic remarks, threatening remarks, and threatening the lives of another citizen, regardless of their portfolio,
Mhm.
since that incident to now, not the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, Tourism, nor any other government office has issued a word towards that effect. Okay, it is worrisome that if Mark Jabate in our audience is saying, "We will kill you," Mark did not say, "I will kill you." We will kill you. We will kill you is a demonstration and a commitment of the government will take action against to kill you. That's the interpretation of Mark's statement. This is not something to sugar coat. Listen, if Mark is saying, "We will kill you," Mark works in the government. Mark enjoys the confidence of the president. And if Mark is saying, "We will kill you," it is a reflection that the government will kill. Let's call it. That's what it shows. And if the government up to the stand of Waka cannot take an action, cannot even a statement, cannot distance herself from that happening, it shows and it wants to some extent a high debt account. So I think that massive testing, let's disregard Yeke being a representative. Let's disregard Yeke being a figure in opposition. The fact that Yeke is in Liberia and having an official of government who has the resources and who has the authority, who able to mangle his way through the government, is threatening the life of another citizen, and you tell me a bad apology is what we should accept? It's unacceptable. Okay, it's unacceptable. And as we speak, since that time, since last night, it happened over the speed run. If we were counting, it's about 8 hours. The last time I checked in governance, is something happening that worries the credibility of the government. Taking 8 hours more to reply, it shows how unresponsive the government is. So if the Minister of Information tell them to away from Mika press briefing before you go address that kind of issue, it shows that your government was the one that influenced Mark Tabatel to make. That's why Mark is confident this morning, posting on his Facebook page that he's going for me to just to be right. Mr. Rice. So he's threatening the life of the citizen here and know that the government will cover up for him. So it means nothing to him. That's why he's going. But if it is in order to Mark and this time, actions were being taken against Mark. This is not anything. Listen, this is a man that during the time, during the elections, had the privilege, had the authority, had the protection of the state to move from one location to another. You are still walking out of the bureau, campaigning for Joseph Parker. No one had the time to go, or no one had the time against Mark, no one had the time to go after Mark. How is it now that you are threatening another citizen that you feel confident afterwards that the executive will protect you? Because it is only the protection of executive marketing that you can do whatsoever you do. It is totally. So if you sit there and tell another citizen that I will destroy your life, that I will kill you, that's the word he used. I will kill you, regardless of naked, regardless of everyone. You know what it shows? That if an official can threaten a representative, a certain lawmaker have access to security. If a minister can threaten, what about you on the streets? Those of you that have disagreement with the government, those of you that have stood against President Buckeye, that you get security, that you get car, you get nothing to protect you. But you believe that President Buckeye has failed, and you have stood against President Buckeye on some other policies issue. So it shows that there is no safety for you. Buckeye just 2 days ago when we went to ECOWAS, Parliament report on Liberia state I'm saying on the status of Liberia in terms of peace. That report, a Ghanaian official or a Ghanaian delegate at the ECOWAS meeting in Abuja said something. He said, we have received reports that the opposition are under threat under your government. How is it that you can bring a report that everything is at ease in your country? Edwin Snow, who is the Liberia representative, and that of Tai Wungwe and others had to defend that statement. And the Ghanaian delegate had veto of George Weah one time being denied at the airport. And it was that evidence that we want to use. Okay? And our delegation did a very good work. They had to defend that to ensure that the country who just won elections, that everyone hailed us Liberians, that we give elections a peaceful transition and everyone welcomes such a happening. Oh, so that you want to destroy them. That already we've been placed under the spotlight, that the opposition community have complained several times in this country that the government is not providing an environment for them. There are times, listen, for every time George Weah come by, nothing happened at the airport where AFL personnel were there.
Yeah.
These are accounts that the U.S. government, for instance, document. Where you hear the U.S. report on human trafficking, or the U.S. report, the Department of State report on human rights. These are things to look at. Then you have a certain, a minister strengthening a representative. A representative who is in the interest of the people, who is working for a particular sector. So it means that Mark Jabate's threat to Yeke Koba means the people of District Number 9 in particular, their lives have been threatened. Because Yeke is a representative. Listen, believe you me, if you disagree with Yeke in terms of his style of politicking, let's have a reflection some 2 years back. You were the one celebrating Yeke. Some 2 years back, when Yeke hired to take football and jersey at the Capitol building and insulted George Weah, you were the ones in United Party that was celebrating Yeke. When Yeke had a series of press conferences around threatening, insulting Joe Howard Taylor, you were the ones, you in the United Party were the ones that were celebrating Yeke. So if he provided a space and he tread on for 6 years and he won elections overwhelmingly, not that he did anything good in District Number 9, in District Number 10 rather, not that he did anything good in District Number 10, but because he insulted and you welcome the insults, you embrace it, and you presented and helped Yeke to sell such an insult and make it look that it was the way forward for him to be re-elected, that the people of District Number 10 had no option but to have him re-elected. Today, if Yeke had this agreement with you, have a reflection that it was the same thing you embraced some 2-3 years ago. So there should be no space. There were times in this country, if some of you in the United Party had this agreement with Yeke, you already at the time provided an environment bracket. And it's the environment that you gave Yeke today, Yeke is confident with. It is that environment that you provided for Yeke today, Yeke is feeling confident. Again, I love the start of the government. When they took over, understanding that this is how Yeke has been over the years, and this is how Yeke chose to be moving forward, and Yeke is not changing anytime soon. You know what did Yeke have said against this government? No one listened to him. No one gave him ears. When Yeke said in this country, President Baka called officials, to bribe them. When President Baka paying lawmakers $5,000 in the country, when the executive, when the Ministry of State was dishing out gas coupon in this place, were dishing out coupon for 4,500 coupons. All of these are the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs manage the situation. If all the government as a whole manage that, and the person said what was that, and that's how he died. Because these kinds of allegations come out, and the way the government responds to the allegations gave rise for further conversation. That's how he has been. So Yeke has been finding a way. Waka just a few days ago, Yeke complained that his home had been burglarized by the police. And this Mark Jabate's statement now can validate what Yeke said.
Yeah.
Because if Mark is saying that we will kill you, a few days ago, Yeke reported a burglarization that the police had to deny the claims and said this is not happening, that we did not visit Yeke home as claimed. Then how can we balance, how can we take the police account now when you are threatening the life of Yeke? And this can only be done by the backing of the government as well. And it has been 8 hours. This is my disappointment. This is my dissatisfaction of the government. It has been 8 hours. 8 hours in diplomacy is sufficient to respond to a situation.
Yeah.
That since an official of the government issued a threatening remark against a citizen lawmaker, by extension, a Liberian citizen, 8 hours, it takes the Ministry of Information to distance the government from this thing. 8 hours, it takes not a single official of the government to say a word condemning such an act. Okay? It shows that we are not safe in this country.
Mm-hmm.
No sugarcoating thing about this. It shows that we are not safe in this country. Mark cannot say a word without the protection of executive. This is where I am. Before an official come out to make a statement, they feel that they have the backing and protection of the executive. If you think that the executive is not in support of such an official, when that statement has been made, immediately the government will issue a statement condemning such an act.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately the government will issue a statement distancing yourself from that. Then it is a demonstration that that person acted on their own way and order. But if that statement has happened, the government is moving on. No one thinks about it. No one cares about it. No one says a word. What will happen if an opposition figure is threatening the life of a government
official? Yeah.
So that the one you can't say you're coming court and person for investigation. The Liberia National Police, by this time, Jabata should be called at that place.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So if an opposition figure will threaten the life of an official, that's when you will call it. That's when you will invite the opposition figure for cautioning.
So now the police should call Mark Jabata.
But Mark should be caught.
Why you going to bomb me for 10 minutes?
Listen, Mark posted on his page, right?
Yeah.
And this is the sheer disrespect and arrogance to the laws in this country. That Mark, after he went on. This is what he wrote this morning. He wrote this morning. He said, Gio woman's son dropping 300 bags of rice in Bome and Gbapolo counties. When I return, please send me the latest newspaper headlines. So you see, when I return, send me the latest newspaper. Send me what the newspaper is saying.
Because I get time for what they're talking.
Oh yes, I get time. President Braga protecting me. So send me the newspaper. Let me take it to you and say that what the people say. Braga, this is the highest of a sheer disrespect and disregard for the life of a citizen that Mark continue to enjoy at the expense of Yeke. This is not about Yeke Koluba. This could be you. This could be you tomorrow. If Mark can look at a certain representative that has authority to call him, have authority to call him, and say, I will kill him. You down there in nuclear, I can send them to that. He sent them to Bible, Joseph Baka.
But the man still justify. You know what the man wrote 8 hours ago on a page? He said, the minister himself, he posted a picture. The minister himself, small thing made my best friend scare. Allah is on my side. Good night. President Joseph Newman Boaka will definitely succeed. A sermon for Facebook politicians. You can after me.
So you see,
so he's kind of involving the president into this.
But that's what I'm saying.
He's kind of involving the president.
Mark is involved in the president, and Mark account is as accurate as the silence of the Ministry of Information. Jeremy Pia, you not sending out the Ministry of Information. If the opposition figure will threaten your life, that when you will call for press statement, I'm saying that when you will call press conference, that's the time you're going to call crowd for fun. So when an opposition, so let's open the space. Y'all get a government official that sat there and threatened the life of another citizen. From there, he read a lot of nonsense on Facebook because he feels that he's safe. He read a lot of nonsense on Facebook. Then no one says anything about it. No one issue a word about it. A lot of few Facebook politicians as well in this country. Those of you that think that you have the president at heart. Oh, so this is the country you want to run for.
Yeah.
This is the country you want to run for the Liberian people. Bakai, you know what? You know what will happen? The opposition. Listen, the government can only succeed when you have a peaceful coexistence with opposition. George Weah government, part of the reason why George Weah struggled in this country is because the opposition was never giving George Weah time. George Weah was having a very tough time with the opposition. There were a series of protests in this country, Brakai. There were protests upon protests in this country because George Weah was now given the time. President Barker, since he took over, been 6 months, the space has been provided. Opposition just sit from their homes and criticize. And that criticism is just on Facebook, which of course President Barker enjoyed. But to have an official now taking a debate to the life, threatening the life of a citizen, it is worrisome. Barker, tomorrow it will be of no surprise if opposition figures start to attack government officials. It will be of no surprise if the opposition figures start to issue threatening remarks. How I wish that time will come, then we'll see whether the Ministry of Information will be fast to issue statement. How I wish that time will come now, then we'll see whether the Liberia National Police or the guidance of Gregor Como now will come and start inviting people for questioning. By this time, at 10 o'clock this morning, Mark should have been summoned.
Absolutely.
Mark should have been summoned at that ministry, at the Liberia National Police. By this time, the Liberia National Police issued security, police protection on the life of Yeke. This is a threatening remark. Parker, if this are in other countries, by this time, Mark will have resigned. If this were in other countries, by this time, Mark will have been dismissed. But this is Liberia. This is Liberia President Barker. We're looking up on you. If nothing can be done towards Mark, it shows that the president validated Mark's account.
Yeah.
If nothing can be done, it shows that the president welcomed Mark's account.
I'm telling you, my brother. And that's why make us here at the Punch Breakfast Show. We are unique. Once you are against the Liberian people, once you make a reckless statement for government or you get people opposition, that's the type of character that you are. And that's what we are doing to Mark this morning. If this statement was from an opposition figure, we are going to do similar thing that we are doing to Mark here this morning. We condemn this, and we condemn it today, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow. We sitting here on this platform, and we are calling for prompt actions to be taken on Mark Jabate. The government need to see reason in doing something about this. The government need to take the lead in this. The Liberia National Police should now call in this man, this fellow, as we keep saying. They should call him in. Let him come and prove his skills that he learned from Russia. Let him come to tell the Liberian people what he meant by he will kill a sitting lawmaker. So now, Yeke should put a communication on the floor that this man should be invited. Then he come and make a statement on what he mean by he would kill the sitting lawmaker. Let him go before them. Like yeah, we take joke with everything.
I'm telling you,
we make joke out of everything, and they shouldn't be a joke. There's a sitting. This guy, he's a government official, a top one. So if it is said, it represents the government. It represents the government.
Oh yeah, of course, it represents the government.
The government can distance herself from
I'm checking this morning. All of the government communication arms. Not a word has been said about that. All the Facebook politicians, right? Just a day ago, just a day ago, when the Liberia National Police, when the Liberia National Police said there was someone in Sametwe, you have Patrick Honor and sharing it.
Yeah.
Same man Jabate said they come in case someone that they will kill someone. None of them can issue a statement or even condemn or to say a word towards that.
And we still looking at pages.
All of them, the Patrick Honor, the Mo Ali, the rest of the guys that usually the ones that can usually run with the government, when government someone opposition, y'all be running with your official threatening life on that person. This is it. Not a single official. This will say the government. When just a few days ago, when the police said or someone in Sametwe, you had them sharing on our pages. They were sharing on a page. Same Mark said they will kill. Mark said he will kill a certain lawmaker. None of them will say anything about it.
And they need to so that people can know they are not in support of what he said. And let's come to Yeke. Like we said, a been close to about 2 to 3 months. We haven't talked about Yeke on this platform.
Mhm.
No, we haven't. And we haven't talked about Yeke in a sense that we think Yeke is totally irrelevant.
Mhm.
And he's becoming totally irrelevant politically in our society. Absolutely. Because you can only respond to somebody that is kind of making little sense. But when somebody not making sense, somebody just insult every day. If the CDC government are going to play the role that the Union Party government playing, but now Yeke now in a position that he in.
Mhm.
But CDC followed the first step of Yeke, they started responding to him. So now we are only talking about Yeke today because somebody from this government talk against him. Yeke been irrelevant for the past days, for the past months. He hosted press conferences here. The news, the press conferences never make any headlines in our country like before.
Mhm.
All of the press conferences here, it not make no headline because he just go there insult. Why insulting get to do? What you get to do? It taking hair from your skin. It not taking hair from your skin.
Mhm.
It not taking hair from the president's skin. So let your lead the man, leave the man alone. That man, you are the one making us now, or you are the one bringing this man up in the news today because of what you say against him. You are, Mark. You are causing people to even think about this man today. They better be irrelevant. You open a phone line right now. Librarians will tell you. They will tell you that this brother is totally irrelevant and they haven't spoken or they haven't talked about this man for the past months. They said Joe Barker took over. Yeke been talking. Who you not see talking about Yeke on the platform? Everybody go read against him because of his stay on issues. Because of his stay, because of his behavior. Because of his behavior. And the CDC government they fall free to what he's doing now. But you know, party said no. We're not even said checking it, man. He like let him go up and count down. We're not looking at him. But you now, as an assistant minister, who tell you to go tell cell phone, put money inside and score and say threaten somebody's life. These are some of the things that can bring the government to public, to the public glare. And not just to the public glare in a positive manner, but negatively. You are the one that making us to talk about this.
Oh yes.
You are not. You are the one that making us talking about this fellow. You are the one that making us to even know that there's still somebody exists called Yeke. You are.
And the thing about it is simple, right? If you love the president, that the way a lot of you claim when you claim that you love the president. Listen, if you love President Wakai and you're being appointed in a position, it is with your position you're going to use to demonstrate that you love the president. Now, by you coming, listen, the mistake that the CDC made is the same path you guys are dwelling on. The CDC, said they love George Weah. So everyone was talking, was using a lip service for George Weah. We're not working, the hands were not on the ground working. So they said, oh, we love George Weah. There was a conversation. When you talk about George Weah, they come after you. They talk, they criticize, they condemned, they will counter you. For 6 years, they did it and they forgot about their job. If you love President Bwaka in your voice, it is with the work that you do and actions that you demonstrate by your workings will determine that you love the president. If at WSC, for instance, work is ongoing, that's how you demonstrate you love the president. By supporting his agenda at the Popular Works, work is ongoing. Road construction is moving on. So it is that account we use to say you love the president. But not to counter for maybe threatening someone. Listen, the silence of the government in matters of such that I continue to hold on and I use my account. I don't regret saying this morning. The silence of the government on a matter of such, a life of a citizen is being threatened by the government official, and it has been 8 hours. The government hasn't said a word towards that. In terms of I should wait for government press release or press conference You know, in terms of government, listen, there are two offices in this country that should not sleep. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Information. And the two government entities that cannot go to bed. If you not know this, so that let me inform you, let me educate you. Around the world, the Ministry of Information and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, in some country, the two ministries are the ones that can't go to bed. Why time intervals? It's only happening, for instance, in Italy, or perhaps in Spain. The time interval there is not the time yet. So, for instance, if it is 9, 10 o'clock in the morning in Spain, will be somewhere around maybe 7, 8 p.m. here in Liberia. So, if the government of Liberia needs to respond, you can't tell me say you wait for a day to break before you respond. That's not how it works. So that's why you see the ministry, for instance, if something happened in Liberia that they need a Ministry of Information to reply, listen, that two government institutions, the Ministry of Information is the mouthpiece of the government, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is the government representation to the outside world. The two government institutions cannot go to bed. That's why you have the Ministry of Information is over people. The Ministry of Public Work, Ministry of the other different government institutions will tell you will wait at daybreak because their workings are unique to Liberia. For Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Information, let the reason if the VOA in America needs to contact your Ministry of Information here. So when it's 12 May Day on our side, you know the time here, right? It will be by 6, 7, but then government offices are closed. So you tell me that Minister of Information will tell the people say that wait that daybreak before I answer you. Some of you don't get understanding about a lot of these things are happening. Oh yes, a lot of you don't get understanding about them. But that's how the two government institutions, they should be prompt, which means should be on time. Since your official working, an official, a member of the executive, issued a statement threatening the life of another citizen. The next morning, he stayed flamboyant on Facebook.
Talking nonsense.
Talking nonsense on Facebook. Has no regret to what he says. Then you can't sit there, you can't tell me, say, they shouldn't blame the government about it. Listen, your silence. Your silence to what issue. A lot of the things George Weah was dragged into in this country because he refused to speak, he refused to act on them. So if you can't speak, you can't act towards the Buckeye. That account that account is sufficient to tell you that you are a member. Silence means what?
I'm saying
that you are a part of it.
You are part of it.
You wouldn't say a word if you're not listening to something.
They will not come and accuse me and say, "Oh,
I mean,
Baga, you stole." And I know I still they are sitting on the quiet.
Your silence is also equivalent to your guilt. Okay, we can use that account to validate as well. Then you sit there and say, we shouldn't listen. If the government was taking this seriously, that it is Yeke today. For me, this is what my point is. And all of the opposition figures in the country need to join hand in support towards this. Today is Yeke. Yeke may be that arrogant lawmaker. Yeke may be that lawmaker irrelevant. We still looking on the speaker as well. For nothing. We still looking a memo of you of plenary. One of your members' life has been threatened. Oh, today is Yeke because Yeke get an outburst. The outburst you celebrated some 3-4 years ago. The outburst that you welcomed. Some of you saw Yeke as a messiah. Some of you needed Yeke to go on the battlefront to confront the CDC. And all two Yeke confrontations, Yeke, what exactly Yeke used was the same jargons that he used today. Have you listened to our news? On Punch FM. Listen, I've been one person. 7-man capacity as editor. Listen, I prefer to read a script for Yeke because at times I can understand, the idea he's trying to craft. So I can read, I'll be able to craft that script. But to say play Yeke voice on this radio, I can't do it. What guy? I've been one person that I've been straight to that. To hold camera and put it from Yeke, I've been one person, I can't do it. Because I cannot provide a space where I look at you insulting the first lady for recent Katumu Bwaka. Never. Our disagreement should be turned on a path that we set and compared with ideas. Not disrespect, not disregard for those who call leaders in this country. That has been my fundamental disagreement with Yeke from day one. All through Yeke press conferences I held, I've had the privilege to attend some. But to say, take camera and put it before Yeke as a journalist or acting, I've been one person. No, I can't do that. Because I cannot provide a space. I cannot use my media space that people will wish insults and disrespect for the presidency of our country. I've been used consistently. I've been consistently brought to public disrespect by this individual. Even to that point that we have this agreement, it doesn't warrant in any way that his life should be threatened. It doesn't warrant in any way that his life should be taken away. He just provided Yeke a space. So your government has owner protection. The government has owner obligation to protect Yeke now. So you see the extra bread you brought the government. Then when we toss you say what thing. So now the government is on a responsibility. The government has a responsibility now to protect Yeke. So when Yeke sleeping on your knees, put him in be money Yeke. Oh yes, that's why it calls for. So when Yeke laying, because one fact Yeke is a lawmaker, that's the first thing. So Yeke is representing the interest of a particular segment in this country. That's one end of it. On the other hand as well, Yeke now, his life has been threatened. Yeah. So if you threaten the life of a lawmaker, you know that you will kill him. And Yeke is not in any way, anytime soon stopping. Yeke is not in any way, anytime soon stopping anything he's doing. Maybe in the next 6 years, Yeke will continue to insult. To insult the president. This was the same thing you welcome. Some years ago, we have said in this country that we cannot build a country on this foundation. Things that you condemn yesterday, be able to condemn it today.
Absolutely.
Things that you work with yesterday, be able to work with them today.
Yeah.
Because it is through you, the avenue you created, that these things survived. When Yeke started insulting Joe, when those of you the United Party was told Yeke that, listen, even though you let our body what you're doing now good, Yeke not going to continue. But you were the cheering squad of Yeke. You are the ones that will say
celebrated him.
You are the ones that are saying the front runner. You call Yeke the Sawyer, the rescue Sawyer, the rescue pusher,
General.
the rescue general.
Yeah.
That's how you call Yeke at the time. When George Weah, even George Weah dead mother will be insulted by Yeke in this country.
He celebrated it.
You celebrated it. When Clyde Weah, George Weah's wife, the first lady of the country at the time, was being brought to public disrepute, that Yeke sat on public platforms and discussed Clyde Weah as a woman. You celebrated it. When Yeke had the time to bring up fake medical reports and denigrated the vice president as a female in this country, you celebrated it. Today, even though we don't welcome such an environment, but it's not in no way that you will sit there and say you provided a space that because Yeke said this to the presidency. Listen, Joe Bwaka is about 83 years now. Bwaka, were we to look at President Bwaka, nothing of such bothers him a lot. A man who has laid all of his life in public space is cooked to insults. What do you all say about President Bwaka here? The worst thing to do to parade with casket in this country with President Bwaka photo and say he's dead. Did the president ever bother about this thing? Bwaka, President Bwaka, when the folks in the CDC paraded with casket in this country with President Bwaka photo on it and said President Bwaka is dead. Bwaka, you ever, throughout the president engagement, you ever listen to him, even comment on that thing?
No.
To even mention it?
No.
When you said the man was dead in this country, when you said the president was sick, that the president, the travel in America, he will not come back. When the legs of Harry Costa and all that said the worst thing about the president have in this country, did President Bwaka ever comment to our public engagements? It is a demonstration that the president, as an individual, working government for over 40 years, understand very well how these things work. That if he in government, nothing, it will happen. It will happen. People will insult you. People will say the worst about you.
Yeah.
It is your work that will silence those.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It is your work that will silence those that insult you. Let's see, who tell you if you can continue to cause the president continue to build roads in this country? When you can insulting,
who listening to
when you
say?
can insulting, we get our farms in the various counties. When you can continue to insult our youth are being employed.
Yeah.
When you can continue to insult, we have 7 taking pay on time.
On time.
When you can continue to insult, we get drugs in our hospitals. What do who will get time for
Who
that?
get time for it? Who get time? Nana say you hear 7 making noise, and tomorrow they say you know hear 7 making noise because they taking a pay on time. They already get a thing in their phone quietly. Nobody making noise. These are some of the things that you, as an assistant minister, you should be preaching right now. How 7 are taking pay quietly, no noise. But you sit there and come and threaten somebody's life. Even it's not a lawmaker. You can't threaten another person's life, another citizen's life. We all have equal rights in this country. And we'll let you know. If you think that you are more loyal to the president, everybody in the country is loyal to the president. All the people are working in government, they're loyal to the president more than you. So we'll not sit here and allow you to come and disrespect a lawmaker, even though he's been disrespecting other people, but will not sit here and come and allow such a thing to go unnoticed. Tomorrow, I don't call history will judge us. We'll be sitting on the same platform. People know. People will tell us when happy, we stood against it. It's wrong. That's what we are speaking about it today. And we'll stop here on this topic and move on to another one. Because coming shortly we take course, right?
Yeah, of course.
So we just needed to flag this thing and let you guys know about our position on this. We'll not talk about this again, and we'll wait to hear what will come out of the Ministry of Information today. We wait to see what the government will do to this individual called Mark Jabate. So, Harris?
Yeah, of course. We look at other issues this morning on the program, Wakai. We transition. Have you had a time to look to the GSC report? When I talk about our report, I can just laugh at time. Wakai.
Which one? Because which one of them? The one from the central bank. Brother, I won't go through it through its entirety. But to be real,
but it's more by stop.
To be real, my man, it just like the minute it just like Central Bank was a susu club where you can just call. He say, I want you to do that. Jehan on Josh we are that Jehan the central bank was looking. My man, the minute rake the central bank to the extent that my man was surviving in the country here. My man, now small thing the minute did to central bank, the report are coming up from the GSC. Damn it, man. LRB.
I just at times back for me I just know I don't know what to pick up the conversation from. I've been very frank with you. I was reading through, right? I was reading an article, and I was reading an article published by the Front Page Africa, right? And it's just a gist of it. I'm coming. Okay, but I want to get this thing.
Yeah, they say the General Auditing Commission audit reveals Central Bank. Okay, Central Bank of Liberia disbursed 178 million, and that's 178 million USD and 2 billion over the counter
to government institution.
Counter to government institution.
Over the counter, which means without the laws, you know, that can't cross our hand on grade of you.
Yeah,
178 million.
The General Auditing Commission (GSC) has released a compliance audit report dating significant financial irregularities at the Central Bank of Liberia, the CBL. During the period from January 1st, 2018 to December 31st, 2023, the findings highlights a range of compliance issues that affect the bank's operation. The GSE observed that the central bank management exceeded approved expenditure limits from fiscal year 2018 to 2022 by approximately 19.31 million. 19.31 million. The audit also found that the approved budget expenditure projection consistently surpassed revenue projection, indicating pattern of the deceived financing. Imperial over the counter transaction. The audit reports disclosed that the CBL management cashed several checks over the counter, violating standard banking regulations. Yeah, violating standard banking regulations. Example including payments of 800 that's 8,500 to Vision Pro and 8,000 to the West Point Youth Association. According to regulations, international check should be deposited, not cash directly. So depositing a check then or the Vision Pro printing press, they get the 8,500, and the West Point Youth Association, they get an 8,000. According to regulations, institutionally, check should be deposited and not cash directly. Then you go ask the West Point Youth Association whether they receive 8,000 US.
So which one's they call West Point Youth Association?
Or authorized government payroll fundings. The GSE identify unauthorized financial activities, including 50.2 million. Let me reread. He said the GSE identified unauthorized financial activities, including 50.2 million disbursement to the government of Liberia's payroll account on November 30th, 2023, and an additional 32.85 million on December 23. These transactions lack legislative. You listening? This transaction lacks legislative ratification, contrary to Article 34D of the 2020, that's 1986 Constitution of Liberia, Section 46.2 of the CBL Act of 1999. Additionally, there was no evidence of approval from the Central Bank Board of Commissioners. Wow.
Hey,
my people are listening to this here. Now, money better we're talking here, so.
Read for Boka. I'm just quiet. Just go
on. It says staff loan deferred irregularities. The audit finds significant issues with the management of non-performing staff loans, totaling of US 472,053 cents for separated staff and US 240,634 cents for secondary staff. Notable defaulters include former Finance Minister Augustine K. Ngafwan owing Augustine K. Ngafwan owing but is it 5,000? No. The MOI was in 5 million 91,000. That's 5,900 and okay, that's 5 million. No. I'm trying to get this. Sorry, my internet is kind of glitching. Yeah, it says all right, okay, we say that's 5,000 $591,209 and Sano County Senator Clayton Duncan owing $44,942.43. The GSC noted a lack of repayment documentation for these defrauded loans. So your man Augustine paying one took money, and then Clayton Duncan took money. Up to now, they not repay the money yet from the central bank. And we still continue. We say potential money laundering concern. The GSC reports raising concern about potential money laundering, noting that the CBL facilitated payment total of 1.948. That's 1.946 billion and US 178.33 million above approved thresholds. Those payments made to institutions via individual names include large sums such as 121 million for the National Security Agency. NSA they were just using all the NSA report using to take the money from the central bank. Only NSA report using to take the money from the central bank.
The central bank, the NSA were being used to withdraw most of the funds. And, because you see people take advantage of the laws, Buckeye. Because the NSA
and not only NSA, EPS 23 million.
Yeah, so these security institutions, because of their structuring the operations, at times, even during the audit, I listened to I read a response from the EPS. With regards to the audit report the last time we dealt with here, that was brought forth by the General Auditing Commission. And if you listen to the justification provided, that we are a security institution, quote unquote, our operations, we cannot expose the names of the companies that we do business with.
Yeah.
So that's why we had our people name placed in that position. So in the mind of the if EPS, so if Waka, you are a director general, or perhaps you are a deputy director general. So the EPS said, if maybe we're paying company X to supply us gun, we cannot name, say we pay company X to supply gun.
Yeah.
Because the name of that company need to be withheld for security reasons. So we will put Baka name in that space, so we'll give Baka withdraw $200,000. So the EPS said, all our money you see for their official, the other director withdraw 200,000, 300,000. It was not the directors that withdraw that money. But they said it was because of security reasons. They did business with a lot of companies, so they cannot reveal the names of those companies. That was the justification they provided. Again, this is what we are. So the other report come out now. The men were using that EPS and that NSA to steal, because the understanding was, the EPS cannot be audited. Even the EPS audited, they cannot provide sensitive information because they are intelligence, they are security matters relating towards that. So people ride on that. But Baka, if you read further that report,
we're still reading further.
That report, I just want us to hold on. We're going to go to the phone lines very shortly. When we to look at that report very well, like the last time I was reading through, Baka, this country is crippled.
Totally.
This country is crippled. Listen, let me be very much emphatic this morning, as much as can. President Baka will try his best. But to fail, I've been not says here, problem. I've been very frank with anyone this morning. President Baka will try his best. But to complete the problems in Liberia, now says here, problem.
Yeah.
Now says here, problem. Because you know what happened? In this country, currently as we speak, the money that President Baka is to use and start facing Liberia before you know for money. The money that President Baka is supposed to use, is say, okay, Baka can't take over the job. But before you take over, we'll get 200,000 and start, you can start with it 1 year. Then as you move along, you can use your skills. That money that Baka will start with,
Yeah.
the one that's supposed to be the central bank, 178 million, $2 billion Liberian dollars was spent over the counter. The over the counter, one will get laws. The law say we're supposed to do the one.
Yeah.
We're supposed to do that one. No one cares about the law. They just can't let talk. My man, for the EPS, man, we need someone 200,000. Yeah, operation. Then we get back 200,000. The next day, the other man to call and say, my man, we need someone 300,000, man. Yeah, we get someone intelligent, we need 300,000. Then we get back 300,000. That's how the guys were operating for 6 years in this country. That report, that report reflecting, the report is reflecting from 2018 to 2023. And so when we were counting from 2018 to 2023, it's not Valansari administration, it's George Weah administration. Oh yeah, when we're talking again, you'll say that politics. Oh yeah, when we're talking again, you'll say politics. But this one, it goes beyond politics. It goes beyond politics. It is bigger than politics. So where are we? You see where are we right now? Assistance. There is a challenge, fellow Liberians. Let me be very frank with you this morning. Civil servants, there will be a challenge. There are challenges ahead. Agricultural activities in this country. They were asking, say the government gave small money to agriculture. If 178 million, $2 billion Liberian dollars as well, was spent in this country loosely was spent in this country by the CDC government. Nothing was being done. There are no laws. There are nothing. So waiting for the central bank response. We waiting for what the central bank will say. Already about the mismanagement of funds in this country. Now that the report has validated the account, let's look and see what the central bank will say. 2 million plus 2 billion in this country. Liberian dollars. Listen, we not say President Boga will not do his best. The president will work. The president is working. The president will get some things done in this country. But your expectations, and now it is now that we begin to understand when American says manage your expectation. A lot of us will take it out of context. Oh, the man say the government will not work. The man say the government will not do this. The government will not do that. It is now we start to understand the other reports are coming out from one government institution to another. Financial irregularities, financial discrepancies, mismanagement of funds, no account of fundings from one institution to another. This is where we are. So at the Ministry of Public Welfare, there's nothing there. EPS wept everything. NSA wept everything. Central Bank, 178 million went in thin air. $2 billion Liberian dollars were in thin air. And you know what the justification? They use the NSA and the EPS. So you know what we're going to do now? We're waiting to see after this thing what the GSC will recommend. What the Joint Public Account Committee will recommend, rather. If there is a need, I would have NSA when you can say, yo, listen, for the year, we're giving you 2 million. We get no security threat in this country. I know no security threat in this country. Like, you'll be stealing for this country. The justification will be we will pay the NSA. No one is after us. Oh, that one y'all know it. That y'all will be stealing from this country when we have hospitals around. Just 4 nights ago, we had one of our colleagues will be taken to JFK. As big as JFK is, they tell no bed. No bed. It's not like JFK don't have the capacity, but no money to procure these things. No drugs. Go visit JFK. Go to the pharmacy. This is an open conversation. Visit the very person compounds and see the life of your brothers and sisters. These ones that just jack your fumes. The one that maybe hijack, took your phone, took your bags. They are languishing in Saw Beach. They are languishing. The other funny men, the other confused men that can steal from you, they take money from you, that the one you can treat with interest. They're passing around. They just left authority. They're there, they own, they're living a life. After stealing millions, then the layman there in Doe community that check your phone, and you don't want to go Saw Beach. Now he in Saw Beach. When you visit Saw Beach, you feel discouraged. You feel that there's no reason for Saw Beach. The last time I was sharing with someone, I said it is just good that when people, when people forget it, if there's a need that we just if we take away that left, that's be fine. Then the care in Saw Beach, because care in Saw Beach, let's say, it's like when you will die. That's how Saw Beach is. You will be there, and you gradually, your life, you be depreciating gradually. That's how Saw Beach age. Let me say is. Today, as we speak, I know folks that left from Saw Beach, they suffer, they have everlasting sickness. Yeah, for the rest of their life, that's how they will live. But the many that are stealing from us, the many that are stealing 178 million, I'm saying for them, we will protect them. We have one nonsense of a thing after recovery. They kind of run, they pass around, they finish to go set up. Yeah, nothing has been done by moving. So you want to wear the suits, right? We wear the purple suits and steal from us. We clap for them, we cherish them. When you sit on radio, someone say, don't talk about the men like that. Yeah, we'll celebrate them. Then our brothers and sisters that did not make the country hard, there is no other alternative. When they get on the streets to steal, to hijack, are the ones who either will know the law too much for them. Are the ones who will carry the code. Let's go to the phone lines and take calls, folks. At 9 o'clock, we'll take our guests. Yeah. At 9 o'clock this morning, we will have our guests for 0778 665 699. 0778 665 699. 0880561644 are the numbers this morning. We'll talk to this person. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Harris, and Baga Aman Kamara, how are you doing this morning?
We're great. Let's hear you.
Yeah, happy pre-independence with you guys.
I wish you the same, my brother.
Yes, I want to applaud you guys for your fascinating topic this morning. You said it rightly. I don't have much to say, but I hope that these people that are coming up, the law should take a course. Those that are found guilty, they should be penalized and confiscate their properties and seize all of the documents, not to leave in the country, and they can be free from the report. The report, as you said, is the meaning. As a nation, we have a lot of opportunities and have a lot of resources. The past regime, they were just there teaching our money to that very self. They are not in the interest of that bureau. So I hope this government should take the audit report very serious. They shouldn't act like the previous government where we're teaching our money to each other. It's a pleasure for me to be here.
Okay, thank you. You can please 0778 665 699. 0880561644. Yeah, we do it like this up to 9. At 9 o'clock, yeah, Camille Shutte, we will take our guest this morning. 0778 665 699. 0880561644 are the numbers, and you be part of the conversation this morning. We talked on Mark Jabate threatening remarks towards Yeke Koruba. And we weigh in as well on the audit, the GSC audit report on the Central Bank of Liberia also. It is your time now to form part of the discussion. 0778 665 699. 0880561644 are the numbers, and you be part of the conversation this morning, folks. This is the Punch Breakfast Show. My name is Harris Willie. Boakai Kamara is here as well. And we're having conversation. This person, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Mark Lomo, calling from Tunis Factory.
Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, I want to speak to the issue of Mark Jabate letting the light of the get quarterback.
Go on.
I think that it is wrong, and Mark Jabate should go and apologize to the Liberian people, and even to you get quarterback. And the government must, which is information ministry, should speak to that today, or the press secretary also, or else they will send back, to the government. Thing.
Okay, thank you. Thank you as well for making your input 0778 665 699 080561644 are the numbers. And this person is right there. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, begin.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Mani Ali Padikuma Mepigi family Akoima and Kawa.
Go on.
Mame always said, oh, you still, Mame. Concerning Majabate issue, Mazewa Holly, after whatever one for the president of the action on Majabate, because what they do now, they will say, oh, and the president said Majabate to do it. Yeah, I really want for the president of the action here. Not good for our democracy. Yeah, Lila man. That man only really making it like people to understand again. Even the division is there, they trust him, man. So we have only people every day posting, but we are there for man. Maybe we'll wait to do tomorrow, see them out to do job. We are so everybody get to understand him, man. They want to give us the other. Even I may call Joseph Baga for now tomorrow, the yours is still there. As long as the president do what he's supposed to do for Liberian people, it is someone will get time for him. Some of them, you get, and I get me some of whatever Baga. Some of them, I was there before you get, you can do Joseph Baga. So nothing you do, I will change some of our minds. Because it feels citizen like you told to certify it. So you're talking now to certify the citizen and our grieving after the election and still grieving. Oh, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Another clock, we will. Another clock will take Maxine Parker. We talk politics this morning. Oh my word. 077 it is present. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Harry.
You live. Let's hear you.
Thank you. And let me say good morning to the many listeners for the social. My name is Quinn William Covey, and I joined this conversation from District City. Tell about EPC just more called the
Quickly, let's hear you.
Thank you, Chief. First of all, I will agree with you correct analysis that Mike Jabate, as a junior government official, shouldn't come out to give irrelevant people relevant in society, right? For him, he should be very careful. We were raised under the CDC level government when we agreed with the election commission. Now, to the election commission to put fire on the vehicle of the election commission. Then we were young adults, they don't made a statement against the president George. We are at the time. CDC were planning to gather talks to stone the president convoy in order to put a delay on the others. They don't. When our information is, they don't have to come out to clarify and apologize to retract the statement. You know that these people that the we call themselves seditions are working down appreciate it on. You know that sedition will never ever forgive you again. You know that. So when you make sure the statement, they have the propensity, right? They have a propensity that CDC may go orchestrate issues again, that belief will come on you. That belief will come on you. Right? So that they can say, oh, yeah, it was the government that passed you, and it was the government that orchestrated it because the junior minister said that this was what they were going to do. You know that what did not happen? This is not law, not something. That because that they have to get that because some of them when they go to bed, they are different parties that vacation in that head that believe that you drive in that way, they are affiliating with you, but they don't love you and they can never ever forgive you.
Okay.
So you need to be careful and retract that statement.
Thank you. We take this present from this other side. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, morning, brother.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm out here calling from District 4.
Okay, let's hear you, Manvic.
Yeah, concerning your issue, we just take him, then he couldn't take your apology. When you ask other people to join him to apologize to him, because we want no problem in our government. Your can be a cause to any kind of way. I would a woman say, not even enjoying because they all bringing. So nobody picking him up, nobody laying down. He get by himself now. She now said even talk something and they pretty quiet that my bringing or again. That my job them making for people to be talking about Yeke. But Yeke be done it time. Because all the upbringing, he can't cause and Waka West, how the train that Waka West point, not for them for tapo or type of thing. Nobody picking up. But I can't even picking up. Because the men are crazy. He run you in the bathroom. You take it by the crazy man. You take your clothes to run behind him. For your clothes, you say crazy too. So they will not join. So begging him or go beg.
Okay.
For example, you come here.
Okay.
You now after Yeke here. Yeke can cause for tomorrow to today. Nobody.
No one is after.
You might not be same one. Not put paper on him.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. My impression is very impressive. Oh my word, we take more calls. Waka Kamara's impression is very impressive. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, my brother Banga Kamara, and good morning to your brother Isidio.
Thank you. Let's hear you.
All right, thank you. My name is Josiah Small for me from around the corner of Peace Island Belt.
Go
I'm
on.
call 540.
Go on.
Nation number 10.
Go on.
Let me say this, brother. I just said one of the sister radio section this morning. We do not want the government to be like the previous government where it was like government. Everybody want to have prayer cover to respond to all, but you get called by the time. We do not want this. My Jabate, I listened to him last night, called us from FA and sending apologies to all, but you get called by what have you. That's not enough. Did that think that mean? That didn't say I will take away my life between 3 day times. Don't you think someone else has to go and do something different and then you'll be liable for that? We got to be careful. We are running government now. We are not running basket. Some of us, they can be with rape for the old me. We pour our oil into it. We were telling our brothers and sisters how we support the old men are already here grave. We're not serious. We get situation. We need young men. That's how we brought the old men to power for. Like minister, I will respond to a lot of you. I listened to the information minister. He said the last time we are not here to respond to every talk, but we are here to focus and deliver to the people who promise him. And JB has said it again. We are not here to listen to all the not. We will listen to our critics and take the face for it, and what will be because they are Liberians. That focus on what we say to the people. We are kind of government. We are not going to respond to everything. So, Mark Jabate, please be careful. There is not careful government that ever to have here. Please say apology to our government. That doesn't give you a right to try a level and insult the old man. That just tell us the government is supposed to recover. He doesn't have ideas on legislative politics. Because if the government is saying the government will throw the street. Now, Cover said, when you bring piece of paper, with an agenda, you will speak because you represent your people. And we're not saying that him, they are just showing his weakness, that he don't have idea on legislative politics. Please give me chance, that he insult, probably his way of representing. Now, the grace of God, the government is focused to deliver to this country what he said to us.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. We take this person shortly. Marcin Pakio will join us this morning on this conversation. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. All right.
Yeah, everyone mentioned because for me back in this she in my community to mention you know I mean for you yeke the next man takes great I can't from you we put already working at me. So before everyone mention it so much that I'm not just had a comment just behaving when he was nobody picking on nobody lay him down. He who picking up and the physician they giving him attention for one thing I like nobody the government responding to him. If they were going to doing their own time, I think you can walk on to be re-elected, but being like he credence to sit down and be talking more. But I enjoy the government. Even you are saying that people won't respond to him. That the CEO thing, nobody won't respond to him because he all his thing, nobody taking that serious. You see, so I just regret the statement Mark made. He was not to make it.
Okay.
Making the more relevant.
Okay, thank you. We'll take this be our last caller, then we transition to our guest. Marcin Park, you can join us this morning. Now he's already. Yep. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. Jason MJ. I'm calling from Police Academy every morning. Yeah. Thank you so much for the show. I believe at times, because of love of party, love of the presidency, Mark went extra mile in threatening the lives of Yeke Koluba. I believe Mark went very low. We least expected that from a certain minister, assistant minister at that level to call and threaten the president. That's some of the limitations. I don't know how Mark got to even have that job, because this is not Mark first start causing people, threatening people. Mark is just like if you can remember during the time was in this country during the former president time, Joe Weah, Mark insulted the Muslim Council. I didn't stop there. Mark, he insulted all of the others. So Mark is known for his rudeness, his lack of mannerism, and all of that. So for Mark to be appointed as assistant minister, and this is why he's not conducting himself as a minister. He go all around threatening people and writing all kinds of mess on Facebook and all of that. So I don't know how the selections of Mark to become a minister came about. Is we want to change. So Mark is not a representation of the change that we talk about, that we advocated for. It's so saddening.
Okay.
Mark would take full and call a certain representative protecting his life. What will he do for you?
Okay.
He's causing the president. Does that achieve anything? Will that make the president have to become a president?
Thank you.
Frustrated morning now.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll take this last caller. Then we.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Thank
quickly.
you, brother. It's a privilege. Thank you so kindly. This is Pascal Davis.
Go on,
so somebody said they can be sheep. Yeke took 6 years. You didn't know, even after 4 years, that the man was not executive man. But yes, you took your whole family and went to District 10 to vote him. You see, the country is the only thing to do in Liberia is to develop our people academically. Since yet, you know that the man did not propose a single bill for your whole family left and went to District 10 to vote him in. Today, human land is rewarded for training people in Lofa. Queen Johnson is at the national police.
I come in Pascal. The thing about Francis, I don't like for folks to say that Francis, issue terroristic remarks and he be rewarded. Is that the Senate had the authority to confirm you money, and you had you had your very citizen lawmakers that overwhelmingly voted for his confirmation.
Okay, so the president is Wilson also appointed him there.
But the Senate confirmed now. Right. The president nominated. The Senate had oversight over whether.
I agree. The president nominated somebody who issued trial, right?
Pascal.
So yes, I will apologize. You guys, the government, we understand. They don't apologize. Mr. Boga admitted on the opportunity. You say he admitted. I mean, friends,
so then what the point to this conversation?
No, I want to say something before Pascal coming. I have received a lot of from the day before yesterday. I've been receiving messages from Pascal, and he know that.
Of course, I send that.
Okay, all right. When we talking against the CDC and Josh Weah, Pascal we say he not part of the show that day. He will send me that message. He said to don't.
No.
I come in, Pascal. You know what I'm saying? You
So you allow me after all that. You allow me to end this morning.
Yeah, you learn.
You allow me to end. So if I ever send that message, that was a message that I sent to you in your inbox.
Yeah.
And I was just telling you when the conversation becomes stand up, then we'll participate.
So now today the conversation is there for you to participate, right?
Well, so I didn't say you have not had a conversation. I didn't say that.
So when the problem with Pascal, I come in Pascal, you go over. The problem with Pascal,
the message they talking about CDC.
The day we go critical on CDC, he will send me text money. He will be sending me text messages back to back.
Nah, you participated.
Yeah, today I'm participating because the way you're going, the discussion your own, blah blah blah.
Oh, Pascal,
so today we on Max and the Unity Party today. So
I'm buying free
to call today. Yeah, that's just what I want to register. Let me bring
you guys, please bring our guests. Baka, I don't know if your impression is very impressive. I love that English. I mean, I love that so much. We'll take this person. Our last quarter, we got to squeeze. You've been in line for a very long time. Good morning.
Thank you, Brother. Let me say a pleasant good morning to the both of you in the studio. I call you from Jacobstown. My name is Hussein. I am Hussein Keo.
Quickly, Hussein.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the both of you guys for being very independent this morning, about the happenings in our country. So, like I was listening to our brother, I'm not going to call his name, who just left the line. He normally say, United Party has a radio station, wherever they call, they are not tolerated. But you get in the time and you guys have a lot of the changes. So that is a plus on your part. So moving forward, so the issue of Mark Gabate, I think Mark spoke out of order. Even the Constitution of Liberia, Article 15, that talks about freedom of speech, also underscored be aware of the abuse thereof. Also 14 talks about freedom of thoughts, freedom of expressions. Now, I think Mark was so avidous, so emotional, to sound the way he sounded. But he, being a human, have come openly to apologize and regret, his statement towards Representative Yeke Koluba. I am not in no way saying what Mark said to Yeke, was not in line. But that the only thing I have was the threat he gave to Yeke Koluba. Because if the issue of insult, nobody going to regret anybody insulting Yeke. But the threat on that particular or statement, that is why people have issue with. And I think that was completely out of order. And I think the executive, the president, has to take heed of the matter. Although he has apologized openly, but we should go far beyond that. So those of you who are indicting the presidency to Mark's statement, I think that has been unpatriotic. Because Mark has the right to express himself, right? Be responsible for somebody expressing themselves under the law. So he spoke the way he spoke. But then if somebody wants to be that government and so Mark spoke on behalf of the government and the government have to take heed of the matter before it take out of proportion. So thank you guys.
Okay, thank you this morning. Before we transition to our guest here, our good friend Prince Kolake has been in line for a very long time. Hey Prince, good morning.
Thank you for giving me this extra privilege to phone in. So, like you said, this is the voice of Prince Kolake, and let me add my voice to many voices with another stronger recommendation. I think the statement from Mark Jabate is going beyond an apology. We can use it as a case study. We say, yes, the government is peaceful. This is why somebody made a terroristic threat and the government took an action. But in the event that there's no action taken against Mark Jabate, anything they say about attaching the president to it, they will make sense. They will be having the argument there. So let the president, at least that might be suspended for a month without taking pay, or either be dismissed probably. Okay. So thank you for the time.
Thank you. Thank you. We gotta leave the call separate right now because it's so early. My word. Ambassador Master back in was a bit. This will be our last call. Just not taking call again. Good luck. Go ahead.
From Europe. How are you?
Yeah, thank you. You call from Europe. We'll have to give you the privilege this morning quickly.
Thank you. Thank you. I think Liberia have public nuisance law. How Yeke can come up, even from the time we are done, how Paul Yeke can come up and throw abusive languages on state actors, on our leaders. Then they say that human right to talk. Look, let me tell you, go Raya Guinea, you go cause in those villages. Right. You small people go, we say that someone, it's not right. No, let me tell you, when you go and abuse someone, you're provoking the person to a fight. That thing can bring war. You're abusing up in case like Breakast and talk about other country. You know what? What happened in Europe here? You don't talk about another country, they will revoke the diplomat, they will revoke the ambassador. Happy and these countries, they will revoke the abusing, he destroying our children. He's telling the children that you cannot abuse another person. He's destroying our youth. Then you see that man right there.
Okay.
Thank you very much, man.
Thank you, Douglas. We'll leave the call segment right there. Trust me, I'm not taking any more calls. Launched. It was a very, very wonderful venture.
Again, before I go further, let me just pay homage to one of our colleagues who just died. In the media, we are all family, irrespective whether we are close to one another. All families, personalities in Liberia for his death. May his soul rest in peace. Well, yeah, we had the launch, official launch of our NGO, the charity called Restoring Hope Foundation International on Friday, July 19th. And to be honest, we were happy how it was attended. We had good number of people. In fact, the community that came up to support this cause was overwhelmingly, accepted. Normally, such a program, like from the community perspective, you don't find a lot of people coming out, especially nowadays, the rainy season. But the hall was really packed with community, and of course, they had tables. So the lunch went well to our expectation, because we started the planning since somewhere around, May or so. Let's say, April, May we started. So it went well, by grace of God.
Okay. Is it that your expectations were met?
Yeah, especially so, launching an organization, a charitable organization, and knowing the society that we are in, wherein normally when you say this an NGO or charity, you want people to volunteer also. People always try to lay back, because every piece of job somebody want to do, they want to be paid for. And so, by virtue of the attendance and by virtue of those that were there and spoke, at the event, it went down well with us, and we are actually happy, and we are gratified and support is plans for from some government officials as well. So we are hoping for that to actually work as an NGO in Liberia and help those that we have intended to help.
Okay, we begin. One of the main reasons why we extended an invitation to you this morning.
Yeah.
The Liberian National Police announced a day ago or so.
Yeah.
That the government has reawakened investigations into the death of several individuals in this country, prominent citizens who death still remains suspicious to a lot of Liberians. The three auditors, we can record that situation. The missing boys, Simosi situation. Emmanuel Yinswai, the internal auditor general that passed off as well. Part of that, the government had to summon several top hierarchies of the CDC.
Yeah.
Government at the time, the former finance minister, Sambe Twe, health minister Wodemina Jala, and that of former National Port Authority director, now Rivers County Senator, Bill Tuare, and the rest of other individuals.
Yeah.
We called because you were one of those persons that at the time of that incident in 2020 involving the death of Emmanuel Ninswa, you were one of those that advocated and demanded justice for the late Ninswa.
Yeah.
I mean, the government of President Joseph Boakai has reawakened investigations into that matter.
Yes, Harris, you got it right. In fact, not only calling for the investigation after these incidences, but the Justice Ministry under the leadership of former Minister Frank Musadin actually recognized at the time Justice Forum Liberia through the advocacy that we've been doing, and sent an invitation to us to form part of the independent observation team at St. Moses Funeral Home while the autopsy was being conducted. And indeed, I plus another volunteer, Justice from Liberia, we went there. After the death from one person to another, give to Lama Abba Peters, and those deaths touched many of us. If it didn't touch anybody, then I question their human relationship on earth. And so after calling for investigation or so, we're on radio. I was granting interviews and things, writing the Ministry of Justice, writing the police, and writing some government officials and asking them there's a need for investigation. When they got to the point that an autopsy need to be conducted, and we received the invitation, we went to St. Moses. Harris, when we got there, normal formality is done, recognition and everything, introduction, and we went into the theater on the first day to work on the bodies of Gifty Lama and Abba Peters. May their souls rest in peace. And each body, when they are doing the autopsy procedures, it's not less than 3 hours. So we stood there from every angle of what the pathologist would do. Our eyes are there. And the good thing as well, if you are there, they tell you can ask questions while the procedures is being performed. And rightly, I was the only person that was so inquisitive to ask a lot of questions. Dr. Cooley and the other fellow as they were performing their task. And I was asking from one question to another. When I see little thing in the body, and I'm not certified, I will ask, is this normal? Is this normal? Is this normal? We stood there. I don't want to spoil somebody breakfast this morning to describe how autopsy procedures is in detail. But I just imagine you select a cow or a goat or sheep, and before you cut to pieces, you will have to empty the entire stomach. That's the only description. So just in case if you want to attend anybody want to attend to the procedures next, maybe in the future. Is that's how it's done.
Lord.
And the good thing is, before even we go in the theater, normally the pathologists will actually explain to you in detail how it's going to be like. So you have to make an informed decision whether you should go in. And so I saw this in the four bodies of the procedures. In fact, that's when I even got to know about the three missing boys. Because on the second day when we're doing Bombatu and Bombat, the other guy name it's always giving me the guy who died on this particular road here in the accident, and also Batinyeswa. Yeah, when they were doing the day they did their autopsy procedures, that's the day I saw when I came outside. I saw the protest, and I inquired, and they said, "Oh, we are here for the three missing boys and things." So yes, and so after the whole thing, the report came up. We all saw the report. It was graphically, explained, the Ministry of Information and things. So questions were still coming out. The report was not concrete. The family people were not satisfied. Investigations should continue and things. And from that time up to the point that the case, I can say in Liberia, it died, I never was satisfied. And so I kept posting about it. I kept asking questions. Family are still seeking justice. And the guy that died in the accident, Bombotu, on the boulevard after Lorenzo estate, I went there to see for myself. And then I asked the police to take me where the car was. I went there to see the car, just to run my own judgment as well. And then I went to his house to do my own investigation. And I talked to family members who were there. And today, I may not say on the radio, but there's huge family on investigation of what I saw and what I came back through. In fact, the floor of that building up to the ground level of where somebody will fall, and that instantly is still questionable to me. So on and on, I mean, it just left like that. Now this, I kept telling myself, if this book can get to now, I'm not even going to stop it. I'm saying for you in Odesha, I'm talking about justice. And so, where this government came from, in March of this year, like the 3 months, or 2 months in fact, in the presidency of President Joseph Moore Sr. So I wrote to President Joseph Boakai and I asked that this government should read all in fact, my meeting that is about to be scheduled with him, I will still raise the issue, even though they have started. So I wrote the letter while I was staying in the UK, and he received the letter, and I called for the revisitation of these mysterious deaths cases. And even the case of the More Than Me school that's in Liberia here, which was brought in by American lady, with a whole lot of stuff and thing against our children. They should- So a couple of days ago, I read I'll be in the I just want that confirmation that like what you just said that people have been dead. And I beside the name that you mentioned, when I when Yeshua, I spoke to people without any a prejudge in the case or so, but those names, I think they are in the right direction for to be.
But also that those relationship.
Yeah.
So how is it that it still remain questionable?
I know. Sometimes they baffled. We've got even me, based on what the families told me. These guys Friday night, prior to the death set, Friday night, Saturday night is like they have their own nightclub in that building, in his house. This is a guy that normally doesn't go out to do any drinks or so or so. He stays in his house. But then most of his friends would come to the house and they will party all night and things. Yes, sometimes it's difficult to come to terms to say, oh, really? This mysterious there, why are these people being questioned or so? Why are your friends being questioned or so? But at the same time, I thought that people will also say that your best enemy is the one that is very close to you. Yeah. All of those that actually carry that news content on the radio, and I blast it went on for almost a week. I was calling for the revisitation of these cases. This mystery deaths, Harris, we can't let it go like that. I we went to Capitol building. I was with them while I was here and thing. Up to now, their parents, their children, yeah, I'm still asking, will we get justice? Will we get justice? So obviously, this is a good start. I just want to call upon them, whosoever the authorities is now inviting, let them cooperate. This is about Liberia. This is about life that have been destroyed. Family members have been destroyed. Also, cooperation in this manner will actually serve well, not only for yourself, for your integrity, but at least for the family that are still grieving as well.
Some the individuals that have been named as persons of interest as per the police conversation are the ones that are actively in our politics. The Samuel Toy, the Bill Traore. I mean, it has folks. There is this conversation that it has a political undertone that the government now is wanting to use this case as a way to get at those persons, those hierarchies of the state. One of those videos as well. Into the aims in this situation, it raises a lot of suspicions.
Well, I want people to understand this. They were not arrested. None of them were arrested.
Of course.
Okay. They all were invited, perhaps on a caution. And this invitation is about just basically asking somebody basic questions for the first time. Your name, your address, date of birth, all of those and things. Then perhaps another time you'll be called again and begin to ask questions relative to this death or that death. Yes, and that's exactly how it's supposed to be done. Now, I think when you leave a premise here, in your thought, and you said that these guys, they were all were bodies. Bodies. I mean, they were good friends. Why would they be invited? I think we heard from the onset some people were telling their stories or so and saying that about that night, what happened, who all they saw and things. So if this name came up that they saw these individuals before the incident took place, before somebody lifeless bodies were before somebody lifeless body was found, then why not invite these people to come and just help, would provide information that would lead to somebody being apprehended. I think it's in good faith. As a good citizen, a patriotic citizen, somebody with integrity as well, I think this is a good call that you can help to actually bring closure to the rest of the family. And so that we can, the family can have peace. It's not an arrest. I mean, go help out, please help out in the process of the investigation. So once it's established, okay, are they on this night, a certain hour, between this hour and the hour, did you ever visit Harry's house? They will ask me, oh yes, I did. Then, okay, but something suspicious happened there, Max, against Harris. You know anything about it? So that's it. Right now, I mean, there's nobody being implicated. It is invitation to help find a path that can lead to somebody being at least.
And are you trusting that the government will bring an end to this thing?
I think it might, for me, as far as what I'm calling for is concerned, I want it to even go beyond the 4 editors. We still have gifted. We still have. No, these people, they are the ones that are in the picture right now. On case, advocated, and we even contributed money for the private pathologists to come here and even stay in my house. He was here, his work also. So and not only for the family members, but also for the entire country, because the dark cloud, as far as human rights violation is concerned, human rights abuse is concerned, is still attached to those incidences. Yeah, there are records that are still there on the international wire that this is how our country is and things. So obviously, I think it's a good call.
We don't want the police using state resources, hiring the services of trained investigators. We are working in this case, and at the final analysis, there are no logical conclusion. And again, they continue to drag until the 6-year period President Buckeye. Then it will be seen as being used politically, like the way it was during the CDC time. I mean, quote unquote, initial investigation was being conducted, and that investigation did not reach a logical conclusion to hold anyone liable for the deaths until the 6 years ended.
Hopefully, it won't be that way. I think we have competent people. I think the good thing about it is that we should even give credit to the government for even coming up to say, "Oh, we listen to your call. Our citizens will listen to your calls. We are going to revisit the cases." That's it. And then call for it. Yeah. Even, I mean, you always making research international and anything. You know that even I mean, cases can go on even 10 years until it comes to the bottom of it and grab some. So it's not a bad thing. Even if it takes us the next 3 years or so when they investigate, once we can get somebody that can actually bring these cases to closures, that's it. Then somebody get justice. Somebody will say, well, at least we now have somebody who is responsible for the death of this person or that person also. Then we bring up a closure. But until that is that is done, we are still going to be far away from giving peace to people in their homes and things.
Have you followed on other cases as well? A case involving a Liberian, Joshua, who was beaten on camera during the campaign, of which Queen Johnson of the Unity Party was been involved with, and quote unquote the police had to arrest her, and she was brought for investigation. Nothing of such has been said, as well as the violence that erupted in Lofa County during the campaign that resulted to the death of Momo as well. I mean, the different happenings. One who have thought that this government as well, who have taken serious interest in those cases, also to bring forth investigation. And how much has been heard about you? I'm saying from you, towards this situation as well.
I think getting it wrong, because there is no human right violation case that I will know, or somebody will call me and give me attention of, that I don't speak against or call for investigation also. Every case, whether it's in the village, whether that child was found dead in the well or so long I get to know about it, even by just somebody posting about it, I will pick it up and I move on to the authority and I start calling. Yes, I have. Even a case of Mace, the former justice minister, Chief Justice of Liberia, Guru Musu, daughter. I was involved. I was here, and I attended St. Moses, and I watched the autopsy procedures as well on the body of that young woman, and I know what I saw, and I was still calling for justice for that woman to get justice. Now, if I just told you here that when I wrote the precedent and I went to the press, I called for all mysterious death cases. So it's not only these people that we naming here, but you got to start from somewhere. Okay. Authorities got to start from somewhere, even if they can start from only give to Lama. That's it. We will go. There are lists, and me when I wrote that letter, I put, in fact, even some of the names that you just mentioned, they are in my letter that I wrote to the president.
Okay.
That these are the cases that I can remember vividly that happened 4, 5, 6 years ago, and they need to be revisited. Let us know what happened. So there's no case as far as mysterious deaths deaths are concerned. I am calling for all of them. Whether somebody was all the way in Grand Jida County and found mysteriously dead, they should have their family have justice. Yeah. So it's of no special interest. These are Liberians. They are all patriots of Liberia, constituents of Liberia. They have family members. They were breadwinners in their families, regardless of their age or so. They must have, their family members must have justice.
I'm looking through your account when you mentioned that even on the date of the incident, as in involving Batin, you following that, you went to the house, the area, to your own findings, and even had the time to speak with, those you met on the ground. Is it that you have a documented report of that incident? I mean, all of your accounts, you still have them on file today who have been used as well, that perhaps the police in this investigation will be looking up to the public for those that have, substantial information to assist the police as well. Because I am thinking, were you to visit the home of Yensua after the incident, observing the different areas, eyewitnesses account at that time, it would have informed the decision as well as an advocate, to have a report on file as to what you think will have happened, even though it is not an official report that the government will use, but it could perhaps assist the government as well.
Well, I agree with you on that. this is about how I mean, when it comes to investigation like this, every piece of information is vital. Every piece of it. If somebody even tell you at 6 o'clock, I saw a car moving in there, and this is how the car looking like. They give you a description of that. It's a form part of the investigation. So yes, and the reason, because when I saw these bodies, when I saw inside the body, when autopsy procedure being conducted, and they went inside the bodies of these individuals, seeing, what I saw there, I decided to do another follow-up, to go and do my own investigation, speak to people. That's why I did that. And even Van Buto, the fellow that died in the accident, after to that deep cave after going to estate. The reason I went there to see, I asked the police, I wanted to see the accident car, is because number one, when that incident took place, there was certain photos that were passing around. That picture was so gruesome because you could see the cut, like somebody used a cutlass to cut the person also. That picture, a lot of guys that were in the advocacy, using their platform, they shared that photograph. Now, that's now how it looking like. Now I decided to go. So I went to the house, to the community, and the people that live in the very house that were using a very shop or store. They all I talked to them. Then before I went, I saw the car. So my own logical conclusion is in my head as to how I feel about that case. In the case of Abba Peters and Gifty Lama as well.
You went on the scene after the incident.
From what? I mean, that one happened in the car. So their body, there was nothing else. What I wanted to see is the composition inside the body, inside the brains. Let me see how the brains looking like. Let me see how the inside of the body looking like. I saw it, and today, yes, I run my own logical conclusion, and I know.
You want to tell the public this morning from your own logical conclusion on the different, the different happenings.
That's what I'm saying. I just told you at the beginning, because of the reawakening of this discussion, or let's say investigation, there are a lot of things I won't say here. Perhaps that would jeopardize. I'm just going to talk on the surface of it. Similar to the body of the former Chief Justice Gloria Muscat's daughter,
Charlie Musu.
I was there. I saw the body. The reason that I had interest in that case as well is because the way different version of explanation was going on. I decided, we wrote the Justice Ministry. The Justice Ministry accepted our invitation to go and be
a part of
observer.
The process.
Yeah, independent observer again. And we went there again. And I saw the body. Only thing I can say, I'm glad our family got justice. Because in any investigation of that matter, especially where life is lost, what you want is for somebody to be found guilty of the act and pay for it so that you can bring closure. And so this particular acceptance of the call by this government that these mysterious death cases should be visited and this, and I will take time to explain to him my own experience, personal experience with some of these cases. So obviously, But yet and still, I will still repeat it, even though it's now in the air.
They say that when you first communicated with the president about the need that his government will reawaken this, all of those mysterious deaths, investigation and mysterious death, and ensure that justice is for the family. Did the president say anything to you at the time, committing himself to it that this will happen?
Well, no. When you write letter like that, and you only make the call and say, please, please let your government look into this. What you're waiting for is respond. Number one, once the letter is being acknowledged by the office staff, your letter is acknowledged, received, then that's a good answer, because you don't expect another answer relative to that, because you just calling for something to happen. And now this call now has yielded the result by virtue of the Ministry of Justice through the Liberia National Police coming up to invite certain individuals to help in the process. That's how it's done. If you ask for like the oral letter that went on, Mr. President, Honorable President, I would love to have an audience. So that, of course, they have to go through the formality.
You have been Ambassador Pacquiao, one of the advocates in this country that have had the opportunity to see how these things work in other countries. I mean, especially with the involvement in the UK as well.
Yeah.
I mean, when we to look at the capacity of the Liberia National Police, these cases have several political implications as well. Have several individuals with high portfolio that are capable of influencing this process directly into this matter as well. I'm thinking in terms of the capacity of the Liberia National Police in handling this matter, especially with the investigation, having the former finance minister brought into this, having the former MPA boss now, the port director, I'm saying now Rivers Senator, the former minister of health, and a lot of other officials as well as we move along in this investigation that have the influence politically will be dragged into this. I'm thinking on the capacity of the Liberia National Police.
I think the Liberia National Police, except for the capacity to collect evidence and analyze them here, has been a challenge. I'm a very good friend to the Department of Homicide at the Liberia National Police due to these death cases, because that's the office that we normally deal with. That's the office that have documented all of the cases and things. The one they will go to, the one human rights will flag out and they have to go to. There are a lot of cases that are brought to their attention. So that office, I know there's a serious challenge. You can remember 2022 when I met with the U.S. diplomat who is responsible for human rights and political office there. Before that, I mean, the investigation aspect, as far as technology is concerned, we Liberia is lacking it, because specimens has been taken from here and taken all the way to Ghana to go analyze them before bringing them also. So in that case, yes, the challenge is there. But looking at where we are now, where at least number one, if the leader have interest in certain things and give instructions for them to be done, so I am of the stronger conviction that in the very near future, that particular office, the office that is responsible for all of these cases, homicide division, they will be well equipped. And at JFK, the last time I visited JFK and took a tour there for almost 2 hours, they can even analyze a lot of forensic investigative materials there now. So obviously, hopefully before the end of this year, I mean, more steps will be taken so that even the last specimen that have to go to Ghana to be analyzed can be analyzed there, so that we can get to the bottom of anything such as mysterious death case.
Okay, so we have mysterious. They'll go to the phone lines until few calls. Ambassador Maxim Pacquiao. has been our guest. We've been looking critically situation involving several mysterious there in the government reawakening investigation into those happenings. We take your calls now. 0778 665 0778 665 are the numbers and be part of the conversation this morning. Oh yeah, we take this person right there. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be on your show.
Mm.
I'm Matthew Dolo. I call from the capital bypass.
Go on, Matthew.
I don't know, Mr. Pacquiao. I just started to listen to you. You have not been vocal for the past 6 years. With the number of unexplained extrajudicial killing that went on during the regime of Ellen, with the level of Alexine or Harry Creed. You never, listen to you. I don't know what else your organization was not in existence at that time. But now you are coming now and speaking about human rights violation carried out by, the past regime of George Weah. Well, I want to just acknowledge you anyway for your hard work, but do not forget there are other cases on the docket, like the Mary Bro, who during 12 years of killing of brutalized peaceful citizens in this country, make pregnant woman to pump tire, and she had cases at the court, and because the power that be, then there was no justice to the complainant. So don't forget that several cases that are lingering. You need to visit not only the recent one that occurred.
Okay.
Let me just respond to the brother.
Okay.
How agrees.
We'll get it. You will that take two more calls at most. 0778 665 699 08056164. Yep, we think one more call. If not, yep, you wanted to respond to him quickly.
I think the brother to is somebody that just perhaps heard my voice for the first time today.
Mm.
That's why he's saying that. Harry Greaves, one of the reasons that I never even accepted a job in the Mark Ellen government is number one, the issue of the war, and two, Harry Greaves was a friend to my brother.
Mm.
That case, I never ever rested.
Mm.
I never rested calling for justice for Harry Greaves. I even organized protests here. If this guy doesn't know, protest. We have protests here. There is no case. Mirror Bro, I used to not only be online to actually challenge on issues. Once I come to Liberia, twice I faced Mirror Bro one-on-one to tell her that the way she went by things, the way she's doing things, it was not correct. I'm not somebody that actually is afraid to tell somebody the truth. I would, if you want to call for that.
Okay, well, you read that. Just take the news summary. Once we come back, we conclude.
Empowerment is a crucial component of the arrest agenda. Speaking during an engagement convened with Liberian women and stakeholders Wednesday at the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex in Congo Town, President Bouaka lauded Liberian women for their selfless commitment to the development of Liberia. According to the Liberian leader, Liberian women continue to contribute to the sustenance of peace transformation of the country. At least one person have been confirmed dead and 3 others seriously injured in a motor accident involving the convoy of President Joseph Imam Bouaka. The incident occurred Wednesday morning on the Rabos International Airport Highway when President Bouaka was en route to dedicate a newly reconstructed dormitory of the Love a Child orphanage home in Douazon, Margibi County. Presidential Press Secretary Kula Fofana confirmed the incident to journalists, disclosed that while the president's motorcades were in motion, a keke rider with passengers on board and through the convoy in attempt to make a quick U-turn after three motorcades have passed. The executive director of the Group of Seven, the second lady, Madam Stephanie Kohn, says her administration continues to strive to improve the living standard of people living with disability. Speaking Tuesday during a meet and greet with President Joseph Iman Bouaka at the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex in Congo Town, the second lady emphasized programs. Some